Hi, this is Kevin Page from the Houston chapter of COMTO, representing Houston, Texas, and I'm here with my friend and colleague, Mr. Darryl Cleveland. Hello, Darryl.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself. What do you do here?
Name is Darryl Cleveland. I'm actually a practicing attorney in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. I specialize mostly in business transactions like corporate law, some securities.
You and I have known each other for a long time, and we have certain personality quirks and humor that we share a lot. Something that I've noticed working with you is that our COMTO lawyer, Mr. Ben Wilson, and you have worked together. What would you describe your relationship as with him?
I call it a gift from God. Mr. Wilson, in what I've come to recognize is the spirit of COMTO, has been beyond helpful in helping me reach some of my career goals. He's got a national reputation and a huge Rolodex to go with it, and because COMTO asked him to help me, he opened it up to me. He took time. I planned to go and meet him for about a half hour one day, flew out to DC to his main office. He ended up spending a half a day talking about where I was trying to go and where I was and what he could do to help. It's incredible that someone with that much to do would take that much out of his time to help someone who had nothing to offer him at the time. So I endeavored to get to a point where I can get back at that level.
I've heard him speak about the mentor and mentee relationship. Would you describe that as your relationship with him?
Absolutely. Again, he's got a million things to do at any given moment, but if I send him an email or schedule a call, he's always right there, more than willing to share his hard-won wisdom, more than willing to let me know who I should call and exactly what business or law firm or agency to get done what I need to get done. Basically, the way I see it, mentoring is about making a steep learning curve a little flatter, and he has basically flattened out a lot for me.
That's fantastic. Do you see yourself following in his footsteps and bringing somebody in under your wing as you grow and develop?
I only hope that I'll be able to do that someday. I like to use the example that I want to be more of a conduit than a cul-de-sac. And I want the blessings to flow in and stay there. I absolutely do want to follow his example and the COMTO example that I've come to see recently, and be blessed to be a blessing.
Fantastic. I've seen you running around and doing a ton of work during this COMTO conference. They were here at Harvard, but we're here in Boston and been on the ground for a couple days now. What's been the biggest impression about the COMTO organization and the way that it's run that you've noticed?
Two things. First, you have, among the people who are having to get the work done, just an instant familial atmosphere. There's no ego. There's no unnecessary bureaucracy. You do what it takes to get the job done, which dovetails into the second part, which is everyone does what they need to do for as long as they need to do it to make sure that the people who are going to donate their time to be here as part of a panel or as a speaker or as an attendee, they want to make sure that they have as good and productive a time as possible. And every person, to a man or to a woman that I've seen, has been willing to go the extra mile to make that happen.
I heard about some 2 a.m. pizza parties doing stuffing badges and bags.
Yeah, well, sometimes when you're doing what it takes, you need the extra energy that pizza gives you to get it done.
Sometimes a slice of pepperoni goes a long way.
Yes, hamburger in this case, but I think pepperoni might have worked as well.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Darryl.
Absolutely.
All right.